Good morning. How's everyone? Are we freezing where you are? It is certainly freezing here in Edmonton. We're supposed to be minus 20 today. All right, let's get us going. A long time no see. Sorry I didn't get on last week. Just too many things to do. Didn't get anything made. You know, even today I barely got anything made, but with the help of some other friends and stamp camps and stuff like that, I have some fun stuff to share with you today. So as you hop on, say good morning. Welcome to Baileys and Tea Saturday. It is November the 29th, 2025, and you are in Carrot Top's Creative Co studio. All right. I do not have tea this morning because I've already had one and I'll be like jittering, and I do have to go to work. So, okay, looks like everything's up and working perfectly. Okay, so a couple things to discuss. You've got a deadline of December the 10th on the, what's it called? Watercolor in Blooms paper pumpkin kit. If you want to wait until December the 1st, there is going to be a sale. I think it runs December 1st till, does it say on here? The 9th. So December 1st to 9th, you can save on paper pumpkin subscriptions. Which is the Cyber Monday sale, and it's a good deal. You're saving a few bucks, but just note that when you do sign up, if you already have a subscription, you'll want to pause December's in your current one because it will start right away with the December subscription. So you'll end up with two, unless you do want to, if you do take advantage of that subscription deal for the Cyber Monday. Well, it's kind of like a cyber week from the 1st to the 9th on those paper pumpkin subscriptions. So the current kit that is going to ship out sort of mid-December is sort of like blues and sort of like greenery and stuff like that. I've only seen a few sneak peeks, so there's not much to look at, but you'll see it pinned to the top of my page. It's very pretty, so it'll take you into January, February almost, if you live in the winterly climates like I do. If not, it'll be the rainy season where you are, and it will still be perfectly fine for those upcoming holidays in January and February, and it'll give you something to do when it's raining and you're stuck indoors. All right. Good morning, Rhonda. How are you? So we will flip you around and we will get started on today's project, and I will show you what we're going to create with. I'll just drag it into frame here, and yeah, we'll make some quick and easy Christmas cards because, you know, I am down to the wire and don't have anything made. Well, I have cards made, but like not enough of a volume of what I send out. So I thought this was a super cute card, which I'll show you in a minute, and easy way to make quick Christmas cards. All right, so let's flip you around and slide you back. If you get dizzy, look away during this time while I just slide you down. I have cleaned up my desk, so I don't have to pre-warn you about that mess. All right, so Snowy Delights. Now this is the, let me flip to the front cover so that you know, this is from the mini catalog, the September to December 2025, which will end in January, and we're getting a new one, which is so exciting. So if you're not on the list to get one from me, make sure that you contact me. They are on their way currently right now to me. So I hope to have them next week, and then we can get them all ready to go. So Snowy Delights is a bundle. It also has some decorative masks. So you'll see in here, kind of in the corner, which we're going to play with them today, just so you can see them up close and personal. It's got some fun masks with it. So here's the masks here. We've got the beautiful stamp set. It's got a giant snowflake, which I just love. It's got some great little sentiments, sending you joy and many delights, joy to the world, a warm hello, a winter wish for snowy delights. And then you've got an inside stamp with family, friends, and long peaceful nights. So it's a nice little bundle. And then we've got the decorative masks here, which we're going to play with. And then you've got some wonderful dies. So look at this giant snowflake. You could just make a bunch of these and string them and hang them like in your window and stuff like that. Then you've got some little die cuts of what are supposed to be snowflakes as well. And then you've got a little small sentiment set, and then you've got some layering ones. So obviously these ones will match up with the large snowflake. So you've got this one here will match up with its partner here and give you a layering effect. And then this one here will match up with this one to give you a layering effect as well. I don't know if they've used them. Oh yeah, they have right here. So on this one here, they've kind of layered them up. So you'll see you get a good border around that die cut as well, which is kind of nice. I simply love this snowflake. It's so whimsical and kind of cheery and sort of definitely my style of snowflake. So that is the one we're going to use today. But first, we'll have a little play with the masks to show you what they're all about. We'll just put that over there. So let's bring in our little masking thing here. So all of the masks are numbered. If you haven't played with the masks before, good morning, Lena. They all have a little number. Now it'll be hard to see on screen, but in this corner where the little notch is, they all have a number, and that helps you know how to layer them up. So obviously you're going to start with 1. So what I've done is I've just tacked some paper down to my grid sheet, which I laminate so that I can easily clean them off. Find your middle. There it is right there. And you can use like a repositionable tape or something like that for your mask. So I'm just going to put a little bit right there in that corner. You can also, let me just use this marker here. They have a little notch here, and what they expect you to do on your grid paper is just draw in that little crease. And that helps you line them up, future ones, when you layer them over top, if that makes sense. So we'll just come in with some crumb cake, because this is the color we're going to use on our card. And you're just going to blend. And I'll lift these and show you as we go so that you can see what the masks are building and if these are of an interest to you. They do look beautiful just on their own, like this one. Okay, so we'll just lift that up, put it to the side. So this is number 1. Pretty, right? Oh, what's Rhonda saying? Hang on, I just need to scroll down a little bit so that I can actually see what you guys are seeing. You have these snowflake dies, and I made ornaments with the big dies. Oh yeah, they are absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is number 2, so we're just going to line it up in our little notch that we made there as well, and you can see that it perfectly, well, almost perfectly here. Let's just kind of shift a little. Perfectly goes over top of that. Now you can come in with a different color, like this would look really pretty in the blues. I'm just going to be a little more heavy-handed with my ink so that you can see, well, it kind of gave us a little bit of dimension. You got a little dimension there. I didn't go quite heavy on the other side. Enough. And then we bring in 3. So now we've got a different design going on here, which is fun. I probably should have used a different color so that you guys could really get the dimensions going on. But I'll be more heavy-handed this time around, so we get the look. I just really like these masks. Normally, I'm not a mask purchaser because sometimes they're just a little more fuss than is worth, and so I don't get them because I don't want to fuss around doing that. But these ones I would definitely fuss around. Isn't that pretty? So much dimension. Then we got another one that's, you know, a little bit more designs and stuff like that on it, and it kind of goes in between everything, so it's really creating. I probably should have had an original so you knew what we started with. You remember what we started with? The reason I laminate my grid paper too is so that I can just wipe it off when I do this. So what I'm doing in the corner here is just doing off my my blending brush. I also can pick up that ink from my sheet, and then I can just wipe it off, and you can put this under water even. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Look at it. Here it is. Isn't that so pretty? I just love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, So I'm going to pull this off. So you've seen those masks. If you don't have them, they might be of interest to you. You can just use it like this. Use it as your background. You don't need the dies and anything. You can just get the masks and you're set to make some beautiful projects. So know that you can split up and separate all the products in suites, which is great. So let's drag in the card that we're going to make. We are going to use this stuff again, so I'm just going to put it to the side here. So this is one that I did at a recent bingo. Well, actually, probably it was a month ago bingo now. Brenda Zorin, or Nelson, as some of you know her. She did this as a little takeaway for us for signing up for bingo. It's quick and easy, but it is so adorably cute. You'll see that it's got the stenciling on the back and it's got some splatter and stuff like that. I just love it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to make that. So what I've done is, or recreated, I guess. So what I've done is I've brought in cloud cover. So this is our card base. That is 4 1/4 by 11 and a half, and then just scored in the middle at 5 1/2. I thought the blues would look really, really pretty with the paper that I chose, so that's what I picked out. And then I've got just a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5, just so I have a good border around the edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our stencils back in, and we're only going to use the one here. I'm going to use that first one, and we'll just put it in the middle best we can. No, she didn't use the first one. Hang on. Oh, I know what she did. Sorry, guys. I'm messing you up here. Let me grab, I have it in my stencil box. What she did was, because she cut out the, for our little kids, she cut out the snowflake for us. So this little snowflake that's in the die set, because I'm like, it's the same shape. Where does she get that from? So she gave us the little template that she cut those out with. But you could use, if you wanted sort of a bigger version of the snowflake sticking out from behind, you could use one of the masks as well. Okay, so we'll just come in with our little stencil. Now you can cut these out of like window sheet as well, and then they are a little more sturdy for you to keep using over and over and over and over again, depending on how many cards you're making. Like mine's kind of bent and those things are going in, so I probably would, most of the time when I do a stencil out from a die, I will use a window sheet, or even the scrap pieces out of your stamp set. Yeah, see, some of it blended together, but it's going to be hidden, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so we've got our base going on there. All right, and then we are going to bring in, so I went to my paper stash, because, you know, I'm trying to use things up that I have. Oops. And I grabbed the, if you remember, Garden Walk, it's called. It was kind of that one that came out Christmas a few years ago, because it has sort of some Christmassy sort of papers in it. Here, I'll show you what it looks like so that you can kind of remind yourself that you may have this one in your stash. It's got the wild wheat in it, so it was when wild wheat was out. This was sort of like a Christmassy paper, so it was more for our South Pacific friends because they were in summer when this came out and we were in winter. So it's got some stripes. These are kind of out of order here. So I picked this one to match with, I'm just looking over here to see what I picked. We've got some pinks, some wild wheat, some stripe. I matched it up with this one here. So I'm doing this one and this one together. It's pretty paper, right? Do you have this one in your stash? Do you guys remember? So it's called Garden Walk. It was a 6x6 pack, and it is absolutely adorable. It's got Poppy Parade, Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow, Garden Green, and Pretty Peacock in it. So I thought the Pretty Peacock and the cloud cover from this year go really, really well together. So, and it's kind of like wintry. So that's what I've picked. So we've just got a strip I've cut a whole bunch so that I can make a whole bunch of these afterwards. A designer series paper strip of 1x4, and it's just going to go across the middle, just like that. But we're going to do quickly a little bit of splattering before we finish off here. Otherwise, we'll mess up everything else and it won't look very pretty. So if you still have the markers, go ahead and use your markers to do splatter. It will be a little bit darker, I think, on this one, because it looks pretty light, that we use the blend. So you can flick with your blend as well, if that's all you've got. So there, we've got our pretty little base going on. So we're just going to layer this right over onto our cloud cover. You didn't get that one, Glenda. Oh my goodness. Well, I kind of took a liking to wild wheat after a while. And so that's when I picked it up, because I thought, ooh, it's got wild wheat in it. So I'm just using my bone folder. I'm just curling a corner. You can corner a couple too. Really, when you run it back and forth and kind of curl it, it breaks down the fibers in the paper and it makes it really easy to curl. So it's just got a little curled corner on it just to make it look cute. We can go ahead and we can attach this. Nothing's staying in the stand there, so we'll kind of center that as best we can. There we go. So we'll bring in that piece of designer series paper that we cut to 1x4. So really, if you were going to mass produce this one, which I am going to, basically I would just get a big piece of grid sheet, lay down all my little pieces of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5, and I would just stencil all of them, you know, and then I would just make it sort of an assembly line. I would flick them all and just get them all to a point where I could layer them together and they would just come together very quickly. Like, this is a quick, easy card. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sort of offset so that we can see that stenciled snowflake in behind, although mine is not stenciled very well because my stencil was moving around. And we'll go ahead and we'll put just a couple mini dimensionals on the back of this. Now, it's okay if it sticks through the holes because we are going to put our sentiment in the middle there. So it's going to just add a little extra layer for that to stick to as well. So kind of offset that so that you can see your stenciled one in behind, just like that. And it covered up most of the mucky mess that I made there. And then we are going to bring in, like I say, I got a little tray full of goodies here. You can probably see it on camera. Okay, so then I went and I grabbed my layering circle dies and I grabbed number 3. So I'm counting from the middle. So 1, 2, and then this one. And then I did the 2 so that they layered on top of each other nicely, just like that. We're going to have, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. Now, if you don't want to stamp your sentiment and you did purchase the Greetings for You Mix and Match ephemera pack, oh, that might not be the one. That might be the one that's, I have two different ones in here. Oh, no, that's the Greeting for All. Oh, I think I have the same label in here. I don't think these gold ones were called that. I think I got the wrong name in there. But if you picked up these gold ones, they're sticker adhesive. So you can just peel them off. You're going to get a whole bunch in your pack of all different ones. So you can kind of use these and quickly just stick on your sentiment instead of stamping it, which is always wonderful and makes things quick and easy if you don't want to stamp them out. Now I am going to use Holiday Hugs from the Yeti to Party. Now this is a retired set, but I think it's super cute, so I'm going to use that. And the font on it is kind of whimsical as well, so it kind of goes with the whimsy of the snowflake. And I'm going to I think I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock actually, and I did not bring that stamp set or that pad over, so just let me turn my thing here and grab it. I think it's cute. Oh, Glenda thinks it's cute too. Okay, we've got Holiday Hugs. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. So if you're on my Christmas wish or card list, this will be the card that you will receive. You get a preview of it. There we go. And then that'll just go in the middle. Is that not adorable? But first, before we seal that down, this is where I brought in that little polka dotted peacock, pretty peacock one. We're just going to cut a couple banners. So I'm just going to slice off like a little chunk. Now we all have these little chunks that we don't know what to do with, right? So we're just going to cut little banners. This is kind of, Brenda likes to do this on most of her cards, and a little heart. That's kind of her style. But it's smart because you are using up all of these little pieces that you probably just have sitting around in a little baggie, and you're like, what in the heck am I going to do with these things? So just kind of offset them so they kind of look like banners. I usually just trim down the top a little bit because we're just tucking it in behind, so it doesn't need to be too crazy. And then I'm just going to layer that in behind this sentiment piece that we just made. Oops, just ripped it off. Good thing that's hidden, right? So it kind of looks almost like a badge once you've put the little banner on there, but it's so cute. I love it. Okay, and then we are probably going to use dimensionals again. So let me just dig them out. And I'm just going to use the little natural holes that we have here to kind of stick. You will have a little bit of stick from those ones that you put down earlier that kind of stick through the holes of the snowflake. I'm just going to put 3 down, sort of on each side and the bottom. And then the ones that are already there will catch this as well, which is good. So we're just going to layer that right in top. Oops, I put it on crooked. Way to go. There we go. Is that not adorable? I just love it. Right, isn't it cute, Rhonda? Quick and easy Christmas card, I tell you. Brenda is a smart lady. Hopefully she's not making this as her Christmas card. And then out of the bee punch, we've got that little heart. There are other ones. Actually, I don't know if she got that out of the bee punch, to tell you the truth. That's bigger. I don't know where she got that one from. She's got a little hoard of heart die cuts. Is that not the cutest? I just love it. And then on the inside, I'm not going to finish that right now. You could just do a little stencil in the corner or something like that, or another punch out or something like that. But super cute and easy, very like sort of wintry, right? In the colorings that I chose. And it just looks super adorable. Nice, easy, quick. Didn't take me very long. If I like cut up all the pieces and sort of had an assembly line going, it would take me no time at all to make all those. Okay, let's look at some extras here. So we also, in our little bingo bag, she made these little ornaments. Are they not cute? So these are just like, she probably got these at Target. I'm not sure. I got some ones at dollar store, so I'll show you those ones in a minute that I recreated. But this is so cute, right? Easy. You just do a little die cut, little sentiment. This is from Snowflake Kisses. And I think this little snowflake behind is as well. And then just your little, grab your scrap ribbon jar and use up those little scraps. So I made this one for an upcoming, well, for the craft fair that I was just at, and then I'll use the leftovers for this one. Isn't that cute? I used just some retired glimmer paper and a different snowflake set, an older one, and then just layered in ribbons. This one is from the Snowflake Kisses, the sentiment, but this is just a dollar store snowflake ornament. They came 2 in a pack. And then this is another shape that they had. And then I just put a little tree and just some ribbon scraps that I had and made something very, very similar to what Brenda did. Cute, right? And then you can use the snowflake as like a little tag on a little package. So you could get these little, I think she just got them from Amazon. They're little 4x4 plastic things. You could cut all the little pieces. So if you're having like a little party with people or something like that, you could put all the little pieces in there and the little ornament, and then it's all kept safe and sound, and then do a cute little tag on the front with and maybe an initial of whoever is getting it, and then just have all the pieces like that in there as well. So you've got a cute little way to package up a little treat for a party. Here's some of the cards that we made at the stamp camp. So this is another one using layering up those what am I thinking of? Stencils or masks, whichever you want to call them. And then I believe these come from the Snowflake Kisses dies. I don't have the dies yet. They are on their way. So I think that's where those little ones came from. But that is not, is this not cute? Like, this is very similar to, maybe I'll kind of alternate my cards between this one and this one because this is so pretty. And then just roughen up the edges. And these are the faceted snowflakes, I believe they're called. They come in a red, this shaded spruce, and then a white. They're so pretty. I don't know if that'll always catch it. I always have such great ideas. Well, some of them I get from Brenda and Trisha because I do a lot of their stamp camps. This is a cute one too. It's like a little pocket card or gift card, whichever you want to do it as. And then just using that sort of like same as a tag kind of on the little packaging here, but just putting it on the edge of the card, and then you just stamp and mask the background. This is just using sort of two of the last, the 3 and 4 of the masks to kind of get that design. And then this little bundle of snowflakes is actually in the Snowy Delights stamp set as well. It's right there. Cute, right? And then she's got her banners and her hearts. That's kind of her go-to, her signature, I think you would call that, right? That's her signature. And then this one's fun. Let me just put the envelope out of the way. This one's fun, just using, I think we did this on basic beige, and then we just did a little bit of blending with the pecan pie and some splattering and just stamped in black, and then we die cut it out with the die that matches that image. And then it's just like a little window card, so it just covers on the back, and then it's just got a stenciled one on the inside. And then there are those little, we colored the white ones with our blends and using pecan pie to kind of give them like a shimmery champagne-y color to kind of go with this. Cute, right? So that was all Brenda's cards. And then Trisha used the paper pumpkin die set with that word joy in it. And she did it on the snowflake paper. Can you see that embossed paper? I don't remember what it was called. I think it's only in the online exclusives. I don't think it made it to the catalog, but don't quote me. I'm not up on what's in the catalog and what isn't. But then just did the stenciling in the back and then the word joy. This one's very, very simple, quick and easy card as well to do. And then she did this one with the black. I just love it. And what color did we use there? I can't remember, you guys. Might have been Pretty Peacock. I can't remember. And then we colored, so we had these open spaces. We colored those in with the Secret Sea just to kind of give it a little more dimension, and it definitely makes the inside of that snowflake pop. I love it. And these snowflakes are part of the bundle with this set, I believe. They fit like perfectly into the holes that are created in that stamp set. So perfectly, I love it. And then we've got this one here that we did with the glimmer paper in behind. I just love it. These are fairly quick and easy ones as well if you want to mess around with the stencils and or just the die cuts. This one's just the layered die cut, so nice and easy. I don't know what this textured paper is. It looks like wood. It must be in our designer series paper. Some of this paper I have never seen and don't own, so those ones are extras for sharing on Wednesday. I'm just looking through my box here. We also made this little biscotti box in day 2 of Crafty Christmas, and so I just used in the holographic paper in the background the snowflake die cut and decorated that little box, if you remember. And then for the craft fair, I just used it again on this little box of cookies and cream Pocky sticks, which I've called snowflake dippers, and just decorated it around. Used the snowflake because obviously that went with what I was calling them. So there are some wonderful ideas for you to use the Snowy Delights, the masks, and the dies if you want the whole bundle. and there will be some extra ones shared on Wednesday. So check that out. They go live at 11 o'clock. And if you have any questions between now and then, just reach out and I will help you out the best that I can. And thank you everybody for joining me today. Oh dear, I thought you owned everything. Well, I almost own everything, Rhonda. Not some things I'm picky and choosy of. Slowly getting there, right? Most of the new catalog is on its way, so we'll play with that very, very soon. But get your Christmas cards done. There's quick and easy ideas to move them along and get them out the door, because it's coming very, very quickly. We've got less than a month. So got what, 25, 6, 7 days? 27 days. So you've got probably a week to get your cards done and in the mail and then off to everybody on time. All right. So I will see you. I haven't scheduled out December. I am at a craft fair. I probably will not be live next week, but the week after, probably after the craft fair. All right. So if you have any questions between now and then, reach out. I'm happy to help. If you have any questions about these projects, I can give you all the details on what I used and how to find it and all that good stuff. All right. So thank you for joining me today, ladies. Enjoy your Saturday. Stay warm, and I will see you soon. Paper hugs. Bye.